Thursday is underway. CNN Student News is getting you up to speed on stories making headlines worldwide. First, an update from Baltimore, Maryland. The city's mayor is asking the U.S. Department of Justice to get involved and conduct a civil rights investigation into Baltimore's police department. The U.S. government says it's considering the request. It was made after 6 police officers were charged in the death of 25-year-old Freddie Gray. He was fatally injured while in police custody last month. Peaceful protests and riots followed. Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake also promised yesterday that Baltimore's police officers would have body cameras by the end of the year. These can cost a department tens of thousands of dollars for the equipment and especially the fees to store their video data. But supporters of cameras say they help protect both the public and police. Kobani is in ruins. The city was a battleground in the U.S.-led war against ISIS. What's left of it is located in northern Syria in view of the country's border with Turkey. The terrorist group took over most of the city last year, but Kurdish Peshmerga forces, supported by U.S.-led airstrikes, eventually pushed ISIS fighters out. A Syrian human rights organization says roughly 1,000 terrorists were killed in the fighting. Those fighting them lost several hundred of their own. And today, with a bakery and 2 schools open, along with a hospital that's operational, people who'd fled the fighting in Kobani are returning home. The recovery challenges they face are enormous. For one thing, Syria is still at civil war, with Syrian government forces, rebels, and terrorists all wrestling for control. For another thing, most of the city is in ruins.
When you see images like this, you can see the craters caused and simply how homes, ordinary life, have been destroyed by those consistent airstrikes you could so easily see. But it's only the drone's eye view that really opens up that level of damage. We saw ourselves in the hills around it. There's constant airstrikes, car bombings as well. But that street level view we also saw, which was remarkable to behold, hundreds of people still trying to live their lives there. And you can see there in that video, people have started to return. Officials there talk about 6,000 in 1 week, in fact, in the city, but also the countryside around it, bringing the total to tens of thousands now living there. But simply, as that drone flies through those streets, it's absolutely obvious that there's a massive task ahead of anyone living in Kobani or trying to go back there. And they say that that is not assisted by the Turkish government, who are not opening the main border gates close to Kobani, not allowing in the influx of heavy machinery that you can see there surely is badly needed to begin the excavation to even allow reconstruction to occur. They say that 70% of that city is completely destroyed, and the areas you're seeing are pretty much where much of the most intense airstrikes and fighting occurred. They called it Kobani Grad when the attack was underway because the Kurdish fighters, looking to try and defend it, knew that they sustained so much damage there'd be few spoils of victory left. But right now, as you can see from those drone shots, nearly every building has failed to escape unscathed. A devastating impact on that one town alone in the fight against ISIS.
Today is election day in the United Kingdom. Voters will be choosing members of parliament. Whoever leads the party that wins the majority in parliament becomes prime minister. There are a lot of issues at stake, and how they turn out could hinge on how Britons vote. Will the nation continue to be part of the European Union, an economic and political alliance of 28 countries whose currency is the euro? Will taxes be raised on businesses and Britons with high incomes? Will lawmakers once again make moves that could allow Scotland to become an independent country? Polls show that the UK's main parties are neck and neck, and if the vote is divided, political gridlock could be on the horizon. It's a complicated election, and keeping track of where all the action will be involves a lot of planning.
CNN is all over the key locations in London for our UK election coverage, with our anchors, correspondents and political contributors all providing insight and context. One of our live locations is right here on the south bank of the River Thames, across from St Thomas's Hospital, so that we can get this gorgeous shot of the Houses of Parliament. You can also see Big Ben over here, which is actually the name of the bell inside, not the tower itself. Come with me, I'll show you where else we're set up. take a look at this two-story platform, surely bigger than most homes, has been set up for the international broadcasters because it has this great close-up view of the Houses of Parliament. Our Christian Amanpour will be broadcasting from this location, but we're not just on the ground. We've also got some wheels. Richard Quest will be on one of London's iconic double-decker buses, talking to voters on election night. But the finish line of our coverage is here. Number 10 Downing Street, the office of the Prime Minister. We will have correspondents live here as well, as we all wait to see who its next occupant will be.
Kind of makes sense that the village of Lincolnshire would be in the land of Lincoln. That's Illinois. It's where the Trojans are watching Hello Daniel Wright Junior High School. In Little Rhodey, maybe better known as the Ocean or Plantation State, it's the Indians up next from Aldrich Junior High School. They're in Warwick, Rhode Island. And in the Nutmeg or Constitution State, we're glad to be part of your day at Northwest Village School. It's in Plainville, Connecticut. As the weather gets hotter, animals have to deal with it. Dogs pant, pigs wallow in mud, birds take baths. What do cats do? They sweat. That's right, cats sweat. But Carl, my cat is never sweaty. That's because they sweat through their paws. It's how they manage to stay cool cats. Now, cats random. All right, you might not think that a job working in transportation would involve rappelling, bouldering, and clearing rocks as wide as 2 feet. But if you're looking to earn money while you keep drivers safe and enjoy the great outdoors, this might be for you. An understanding of geology and erosion helps, as does respect for gravity. In California, Mike Rose shows us how somebody's got to do it.
Rock!
Big rock. Thank you.
The actual job is harder than this. I think we might have problems.
Welcome.
Thanks. Nice office.
Yeah, isn't it?
Excuse me. I'm allergic to heights.
Uh-oh.
The job is clearly dangerous, and I'm both flattered and surprised. The state gave us permission to participate with Tom and his crew.
This is when the fun starts.
All right.
Gentlemen, climb on!
Climbing! Climbing.
And with that, finally, the actual work begins.
We can start rolling rocks. Hey!
Man, there is so much stuff here.
This is the kind of things that oil pans and radiators hate.
Yeah, that thing pops up out of the street.
Yeah.
Straight
Boom.
through your oil pan. Yeah, look how loose all this is.
Yep. That's why we do it.
So basically, this is erosion, right? Rains.
It's weathering of the rock. Sort of rots out, and you got to clean it off and maybe hopefully get down to some better rock.
It seems endless in terms
Right.
of like a job, you know?
Right, and then, you know, in 5-10 years, when most of the soil's gone and whatnot, we'll come back and we'll do this again.
Right.
It's a maintenance activity.
You know what it is? It's job security.
Job security, too. I mean, look at the road already, just for the little bit we've done so far.
Yep.
Before we go, an animal story you would only hear out of Australia. A recent visitor to the emergency room didn't need treatment. It just stopped by to check things out at a hospital near Melbourne. Surveillance cameras got plenty of footage of the koala bear wandering around various rooms. Hospital workers reportedly knew about this, but just decided to leave him alone. After about 3 minutes, he wandered out the door that let him in. So there was no need to koala doctor. It didn't take someone highly koalified to see he wasn't in need of a koala operation. Woo! The video has gotten a lot of attention on the internet. The animal might find that embarrassing. Either way, I'm Carl Azus, hoping you'll visit us again tomorrow.